Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Barbara, and I am the owner of Write For You Virtual Services. And today I am going to go over how to create a journal. I was trying to do this as a live online workshop, but unfortunately I couldn't get things to work, and I wanted to make sure I got this out for you guys. So I decided to go ahead and pre-record the video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook at Write For You Virtual Services, and actually it's WRITE, or you can reach me on Instagram under the same heading, Write For You Virtual Services, or you can respond underneath the video in the comment section, or send me an email, Write For You Virtual Services, WRITE, Write For You Virtual Services at gmail.com. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to shoot straight from the top of my head and show you as many different things as I remember when it comes to journaling. I'm creating a journal. And again, if you have any questions or if I miss anything, please feel free to reach out to me. So just to give you an idea, this is a journal that I created all from Canva. I got the cover design from Canva. I think I just changed up the font that I used. But this was a template that Canva had, and I just I formatted it for me. And this is my gratitude journal that I created. It's a 30-day devotional journal. So the first page, it has the devotional. And then the second page, it has thoughts of gratitude that allows you to write your own personal thoughts. And if you're interested in purchasing the journal, the link is bit.ly/daily gratitude 2018. So I just kind of want to give you a sample of what you can do with Canva when it comes to journaling. So first thing I'm going to do, I went over and I clicked on Canva and I chose Find Templates. So when you do the templates under Canva, it gives you all of these different options. Now I have Canva for work, so yours may be slightly different if you have the free version. So just giving you a heads up that this is the paid version of Canva, and at the time that I purchased this, it was $12.95 a month. So I'm going to scroll down to see if I can find it. I am going to scroll down, or scroll up, I should say now. And I apologize. I'm trying to find, don't want to do book covers. And under book covers, it gives you all these different covers that you can select. I am going to choose prayer journal. And I thought that was pretty hot that Canva actually even went as far as to have prayer journals. So these are the different journal covers. I'm just going to do a sample journal. I'm just going to do a sample devotional journal, and I'll show you the different types of pages you can create. So let me see if I can find a design that, oh, you know what? Let's do this one. It's nice and simple. So I'm going to go with this design, excuse me. So I'm going to use this template. I kind of like this one, so I may not make too many changes. But even if you look over here, you'll see that Canva has some different layouts that you may want to play with, or you may have your own design that you want to do. Um, I kind of like this one, but we're going to work with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit File and change dimensions. And I'm going to make it US letter, because most of the journals that I've been doing so far, I've been doing them as printable journals, so that way I can sell it as a digital product. And since most people print on letter size paper, I make all of my journals 8.5 by 11. Now, I will say that when I printed out hard copies of my journals, I used lulu.com. It's LULU.com. And they were and I used them for printing out paperback versions, and I highly recommend them. Everything that I've printed from them has been quality. I've received good reviews as far as their shipping times and also with the quality of their work. So I definitely recommend them for printing. I will be honest and say I haven't found anybody that charged a reasonable print on demand price for the spiral bound, the wire spiral bound journals with the hardcovers. I absolutely love those, and the people that's been doing it, they've been killing it. However, I'm not sure who to go to for the printing. So if anybody knows who to use for that, I would love for you to share that so that we can all benefit from it, and so that we can all win together, because there's enough people out here in the world that's buying journals for all of us to get a piece of that pie. So if you do have a good print on demand for this wire spiral bound journals, please hit me up and let me know. So anyway, also Create Space is good too. I don't use Create Space only because I found that it was a little bit harder for the formatting. So I just stick with lulu.com. So anyway, let's get back to creating the journal. So this is in 8.5 by 11. So this is letter size. And it has Everyday Prayer Journal at the top, my big book of blessings. So I think I'm going to keep that. Well, I'll change this to devotional journal, since that's what I normally make. And then when it says my big book of blessings, I'll make it, you know what, I'll change it to Count Your Blessings. And then down here where it says written by, I'll just go ahead and put my name. And that's pretty much it as far as with the cover. Now, depending on the cover that you choose, you may have to do more or less depending on what you're trying to do. But I really like this cover design, so that's why I just decided just to go ahead and keep it the way it is. But you can always switch stuff out. Like, let's say, for example, you didn't like the flower. You can always just type in flowers over here if you wanted to keep flowers. And a neat trick I found, if you want to make sure that the only options that pop up that are free, if you click the down arrow and just select free only, those are the only flowers that'll pop up. So let's say you wanted to switch that flower out for something else. You can just go ahead and let's try this one. And let's say you wanted to make that a little bit smaller. And you can just use that one instead if you wanted to. So you have some options as far as how you want to format it, but I think the easiest way, if you don't have a design cover in mind, to start with what Canva has and then just tweak it to meet your needs. You can always, delete this, or you can change the color, whatever you need to do, but you can always make the changes to that. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and do new page. And as you can see, it made the page the same color as the previous one. And a couple of different things you can do for this page. So if you want to, just do some type of border, you can always do, here we go, and change it to the document color. So up here, it's going to keep the colors up here in case so that you could stay with the same color scheme. And if you drag it up, you see the pixels change and it makes the lines smaller. So what I'm just doing is I'm basically just out creating the border. And as you can see, which I taught in a previous video, the purple cross will let you know when everything is in the center. So if you just want to do like a basic box design, and then we can just add some lines. So if you click on lines, again, this is all the free version. So we're going to make the lines dark brown. And now here's what we're going to do. I know this looks real thick. So what we're going to do is if you drag this up, I usually make my lines about, and you see the number is changing to 60, 53, 39. I usually change it to about 3 or 4, depending. Let me see. 5. Let me see. We'll keep it at 5. So this is actually at 5 pixels. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move it over. Now I'm dragging it over this way because I want to be able to click on it. A lot of times, depending on how you have it formatted, you may have to hit the arrange button to move it backwards or forward. So so now, for example, it's highlighting the border. So then if you notice this line right here, you see how it's going up? That would be to drag it in, but you want to be careful to resize it because I actually want to stretch it. So if it goes up, it's resizing it, which sometimes can make it thicker. See how it's going to 6, 7, 8. So that's making it thicker again. Or since I want to make the line smaller, I would just hold my cursor over it until it gets to the straight across arrow, and then that's to stretch it. And then now I can make it smaller. So we're going to play with the sizing for this. And you definitely have to have patience when it comes to that because sometimes, depending on your design, it doesn't want to cooperate. I'm going to just be honest with you. So you may have to play with that to get it to do exactly what you need it to do. So as you can see, I got it on there. So I'm going to move it down a little bit. And it's right in the center, so we're good. Now all you have to do is once you click on it, come on. There we go. If you just hit copy, so now I have, you see I have 5 of them. And also while I'm thinking about it, whenever you do something and it changes or moves something out of whack, all you got to do is hit undo and it'll go back to the original. So I'm going to, of course it wants to be temperamental. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. So I'm going to kind of move these lines over. Okay, this is what we're going to do. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now I can put the box back in the center. All right. So what I generally do with the lines, and I'm going to move this down for a reason. I usually have them about 30 to 35 pixels in spacing, and you can play with that depending on how much space you want. That works for me. So if I do this like this, and how I generally do it, like I have it matching, so it's 165. So 35 will make it about 200. So I will go down, and sometimes I can get it perfect, and sometimes I can't. So again, you may have to play with it. So now that's 201. So 35 will make that about 236. And then if I add another 35, it'll make it 270. There we go. All right. So I have my lines right. So now what you can do is just, see, do I want to make that 4? I might want to push that back. All right. Hold on. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to move this over. I am going to move this over down here so that it just turned into an arrow. You see how when it was up here, it was across, and now when I move it, it's an arrow. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. And once I highlight it, I now have the option to make it a group. I'm going to make this a group so that way all I have to do now is hit copy and I don't have to go through what I went through and creating all the lines. So we'll bring this back up. There we go. And And now when I click on the group, there we go. So then I could just do it again. I'm going to do 2 of them. I think I'm probably going to need 3, but we'll just do 2 for right now. So we got that. Got that. Let me see, I might need copy. And I just noticed that this wasn't all in the center. So hold on for 1 second. Let me get it centered real quick. So we're going, there we go. And you'll see that the purple lines will show up. So it'll let you know whether or not it's all lining up together. There we go. So I need to click this one over here. And I need to put this one right there. There we go. And we have our lines. Oops, the spacing is off a little bit. Hold on. All right, there we go. So now we have our lines, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and hit the text. And I'm just going to pick the one that's already up there. And I'm going to move this up here. And I'm just going to say personal reflections. Okay. And of course, I know it's too big. Usually 14 to 16 size font is usually a good font, depending on what you're going for. But as you can see, it's letting me know that this is directly in the center. So now I have my personal reflections page. So that would be the second page of my Count Your Blessings journal. So that's one style that you can do. Now, for example, if you don't want to do the lines, you can always delete them. I'm just going to say delete group. So we're deleting all the lines. So I'm deleting the groups. So then that way, if you just want to have just blank space for them to write in, you can have just this, and then that way they'll have just the blank space to write in. If you want to do something where they have, maybe you want to section it off into little sections, you can just click on elements, click on shapes. So maybe, for example, you may not want the border, which I'm going to delete. Maybe you just want to section off so that they have different sections to write in. You can always do that. Like when I initially did my prayer journal, not my prayer journal, my gratitude journal, I had them do sections. So you can always have it like this, where they have like little different boxes. And again, I know my spacing is off. I'm just trying to show you some different things that you can do depending on the look that you're going for. So that's another thing that you can do. So if you want to do the big box and they just have that open space, if you want to section it off into boxes, you can do that. If you want to do the lines, you can do that as well. If you want to, if you want to really get fancy with it, like maybe, for example, you're not feeling the background. You want to kind of make it, you want to make it pop a little bit more. We can always go to, let's go to, I like flowers. So let's stick with the flower theme. So let's say, maybe since it's cream, maybe, let me see, maybe orange flowers. Let's see what happens. So let's say, it's trying to find something. We'll just pick this one. So let's say you wanted to do the flowers as opposed to give it some kind of background. So we can go here. And what I would do is stretch it out. And the way when I stretch it out, I always make it go past the picture. So that way I know that when it prints, it won't have any white edges on it. So we got the flower right here. I can drag it up here for a second. All right. So you see that we have this here. And then what you can do is click on elements and do the box again. Can you tell I like to use the box a lot? Anyway, so we'll make this cream and we can drag it up and down to give it, something different. And then we can arrange it. Nope, not arrange it. I'm sorry. Click on transparency. Make it a little transparent so that you still see it, but you kind of sort of don't see it. And then we're going to arrange it to the back so that it'll bring forward the personal reflections. So you can always do it like that to add a little bit of different design to it. So it's really up to you. Maybe if you want to just take the picture from up here and you want to incorporate it down here, again, we can always move this down. We can delete this. We can go ahead and click on this flower, and then all we got to do is just copy, bring it down. Let's see, maybe we want to make this down here, put the flowers up here. We can make this a little bit smaller so it's not as big. There we go. Let me see, is it in the center? In the center. Then you got personal reflections in the center. And then we can bring the background back up. So you have that. And again, if you want to, change this, give you the border, drag it going in. Oops, wrong one. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see if it won't let me do it. There we go. There we go. I was looking for the purple line. That gives you some space. Or actually, you know what? I want to make that a little bit smaller, so it's not taking up as much room. And then that gives you more space to write. Or better yet, we could do it like this. Maybe move this up a little bit and then pull this up. And then you can do it like that. And then all you got to do is just copy, and each page will look like that. Now it does go down to 30 or up to 30. And then after you do 30, you would have to go ahead and do, I would say, a part 2 if you want. So so let's do that real quick. So we have our count. Let's say we're going to do personal reflections. So we're going to copy, and I'm just going to click until I get to about till I get to 30. Hopefully it won't take that long. It normally doesn't. And I'm kind of going off the cuff, but I want to make sure that I give you guys enough information when it comes to creating a journal so that you can at least have an idea of some different options. So it says reach the maximum limit, right? So you have this, so you're cool. So if you want to, what you can do is make a copy of this design. So let's say you wanted to make a 100-page journal. All you got to do is make a copy, right? So now you have cream floral prayer journal, and now you have a copy. So if you just delete this, oops, you know what I did that was wrong? My apologies. Hold on. What I should have did was save this, because as you can see it says unsaved changes. So let's go ahead and we'll just save it as it is, cream flower journal. So let's see if that makes a difference. So I'm gonna go all the way down, make a copy. Let's see if that's the difference. Yep, I didn't save it, so my apologies. Okay, so now I have a copy, right? And if I just delete that, now I have additional pages. So now we're gonna go down and we're gonna make this a new page. So now sorry, hit the wrong button. I should have hit copy. There we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and save this. All right, so now we have about 59 page journal. We have a cover, the cover, and then we have all the pages, right? So now what we're going to do is put it all together to make it a journal. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and download, and I'm going to download it as a PDF, and I'm going to give it a couple of seconds to do that. And then I'm also going to download the copy as a PDF. So I think this one should be pretty much done. I'm just going to wait before I go to the next part because I don't want to move too fast because I want to make sure that it does download, because there's no point in trying to start all over, trying to mess up the download and then I got to start all over. And let me see, the other one is still moving too. Okay, what basically I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can combine it to make it one large PDF. So I have Adobe Acrobat down here. So, oops, did it save? Uh-oh, I might have messed it up. Hold on. Let me see. I might have messed it up because I might have went too fast. I hope not. If I did, it's no big deal. I'll just hit download again. It's no big deal. So we're going to let that download. The other part is downloading. I'm going to go ahead and go to Adobe Acrobat and open that up. And I'm going to do create PDF. Okay. Combine. Let's try combine files. And I'll be honest, I never did do this part before. So let's see what happens when I do that. So we're going to do add files. And I'm going to go to downloads. And the file should be there by now, but I don't think it is yet. Let's see. Did it download? Because I did copy, so it's in alphabetical order. Okay, where are you, file? It is still downloading. Okay, maybe the document is bigger than what I thought it was. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to download, another thing that I want to show you in regards to Canva, and I'm just going to click on the button here. When it comes to creating different documents and different types of social media or designs that you want to create, if you go up here, it gives you the common ones, and then if you click on more, it gives you different types of options. I know before I read in one of the groups that somebody wanted to learn how to do a YouTube thumbnail so that they can change the picture that shows up when you click on the video. So if you scroll down, like you have social media posts, you have different size documents. Down here you have the book cover, you have the blog banner, they even do CD covers. You can make a logo on here, which may be another video that I do. But here's YouTube thumbnail. So you would just click on that and you can actually go ahead and create the thumbnail that you need for YouTube. And you don't have to worry about making sure that you have the correct size. So these are just different things that you can do within Canva that makes it pretty cool, I think. So my copy downloaded. We're going to do leave. I'm still waiting for the original, ironically, but I'm going to go ahead and open up Acrobat. So we're going to do File, Open. So we already have the copy. So when you click on that, as you can see, it popped up, and I'm gonna have to make that smaller so it can fit. Let's see. All right. So you probably can't see all of it. There we go. So it has that in there. Now this is the copy. So this would actually be like pages 31 to 59. Now, if you click on over here on the sidebar and you hit page thumbnails and then click this icon right here, it says insert pages from file. Here's my original. So all I have to do is double click that, and then it asks where you want to insert the file. So we're going to say before page 1. And then that should actually make it, let me see, that should actually make it the beginning, which it did. So that's cool. So now, as you can see, if I scroll down, it goes all the way down to page 60. So I have my PDF file for Count Your Blessings Devotional Journal. I've already downloaded it. So now all I got to do is just either add it to a provider that I plan on using to sell it as a digital product. So if I want to, like I said, I mentioned PayHip, Gumroad. If you have a Shopify store, you can sell digital products from there. It really just depends on how you want to use it. But now I have my digital devotional journal that I can go ahead and sell. So I hope that answers the majority of questions that most of you have when it comes to creating a journal. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and hit me up on Facebook, on Instagram, or send me an email. I'll post all of that underneath the video so that you can reach me and ask me any questions, because there may be some things that you want to know how to do that I may have forgot to mention in creating a journal, but I tried to hit the highlights for you. Again, my name is Barbara, the owner of Write For You Virtual Services, WRITE. If this is something that you're interested in doing, but maybe you may not have time to do all of this formatting, please definitely feel free to reach out to me so that I can find out how I can help you get this done. It's really not a difficult process, and once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to churn out journals left and right once you get the hang of it. And the good thing is, once you do one, if you want to keep the format, all you really have to do is make a copy and then just tweak it to make it a different journal. As you can see on mine, I have a couple of, this is a journal right here. This is my Always Grateful journal. And then I was working on just a regular blank line journal. So that's one cover. Here's another cover that I did. These are covers of journals that I've done with Canva. Trying to see. That's another cover that I did with the Canva design. This is a devotional that I'm working on called Winning the Fight Against Worry. These were my original gratitude journals. All of these things, as you can see, I created in Canva. Most of my journals have the blank lines. Like this is the blank line with the coffee cup, because I had a journal that was, let me see if I can remember the title. All I Need is Jesus and Caffeine. So I made a little coffee cup. So these are just different, and this is my personal reflections journal that I did as well. So these are just different things that you can do to create different types of journals. Again, if you want to schedule a consultation so I can walk you through it and kind of be there to answer any personal questions that you may have, definitely feel free to hit me up to set up a consultation. But I hope this video really helped you guys out. Please feel free to share it with as many people as you can. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to me. And I apologize for having the technical difficulties, but I wanted to get this out to you guys. All right. I'll see you guys on the next video.